पुनश्च जन्मान्तरकर्मयोगात् स एव जीवः स्वपिति प्रबुद्धः पुरत्रये क्रीडति यश्च जीवः ततस्तु जातं सकलं विचित्रम् आधारमानन्दमखण्डबोधं यस्मिन् लयं याति पुरत्रयं च. So sorry, Prabhupada, before I give it to you, so I want to mention one thing. So what happened was in that mantra 11, using that imagery of that Arani, we are being asked that we should do the Gnana Nirmathana Abhyasa. We should do the Abhyasa of the Gnan. Which Gnan? The Gnana that was told. What was told? Aham Brahmasmi. So far the Sarvatma Bhava was told in Sabrahma, Sashiva, and 8th and 9th mantra. And that identity had been shown even through that verses of meditation, mantras of meditation, Rutpundarikam Virajan. So we were being told to do that Gnana Abhyasa. So now a question is, if the Atma is so, if Atma is limitless, then how come we experience samsara? How come we experience samsara? So for that, for the explanation of how we experience samsara, there is mantra 13, mantra 12 explains the waking state on how we do the identification and with the upadhi, and that leads to this samsaritvam. And then the nature of the samsara is being explained in mantra 13 through the through the experience of dream, and that is being expounded how in dream I am the bhokta of sukha and dukha. How? Swamayaya, by my own projection, I project the entire dream world. And then Sushupti Kale, what is the nature of liberation? For that, Sushupti Kala is being explained, our state of sleep, deep sleep is explained, that how we give up the identification with the upadhi, and so also all the sorrows are equally gone and we are one with the happiness. However, only thing is in Sushupti, we are tamo abhibhutah. We are covered with darkness. So even though we are one with happiness, we are not able to identify that we are one with the happiness. So in this way, the Upanishad beautifully shows the three states, and shows through the three states how the sansaritva enters in us, and what is the nature of sansaritva, and how we become free of the sansara every day. And then what happens? We become free from samsara. Then how come we enter again? Then that 14th mantra says, Punashta Janmantara Karma Yogat Sa Eva Jiva Swapiti Prabhuta. This karma wakes me up, and it again, it makes me enter the cycle of this again waking up, dream, and deep sleep. But it makes me continue do the krida of playing these different roles in the different states of mind, or in the different states. Puratrayam is 14th, right? Tatastu jatam sakalam vichitram. So all the everything that I experience is born of this alone. What is that tataha there? That is jiva. That is that is the self. Self is being told here that whatever you experience in the waking, dream, and deep sleep, everything is born of tataha. What tataha? The same waking, dream, and deep sleep, that is explained in verses 12 to 14. So, uh, so that tatpada, twampada is being explained. And what kind of twampada is that? Adharam, Anandam, Akhandabodham. It is the very basis. It is Anandam, and there is no division. It is of the nature of Bodham, consciousness, Chitta Swarupam. Yasmin Layam Yati Puratrayam Cha. It is the one in which all the Puratraya, all the three states merge. So if you remember, if you recall Tattva Bodha, the second way of doing Atma and Atma Vivek was the Avastatraya Sakshi. So in Tattva Bodha, one of the Atma and Atma Vivek done was Shariratraya Vivek, that I am not Sthula Sharir, Sukshma Sharir, Karan Sharir. Then the second was Avastatraya Viveka. I am not Jagrat, I am not Swapna, I am not Sushupti. I am Atirikta of that, but I am the Sakshi of all these states. So this prakriya is being used both in Mandukya, and since this is also Atharva Veda Upanishad, the same prakriya is being brought in here beautifully. Here is little bit different than Mandukya, but the prakriya is same. So yeah, up till 14th we can do. Yes, Gopalaji.
Yeah. Verse 7 have Saeva Maya Parimohitatma. Here Swamiji described as Maya veils and projects. And Sharira Mastaya, the body, gross body and subtle body and causal body. With that, identify karke, by identifying. Karodi Saram, he keeps thinking that he is doing it. Swapnanadi Vichitra Bhogayaha, Saeva Jagrat Paritruptimeti. That appeals to be, Swamiji described as, that appeals to be real, need not to be real. Like dream, rope, magic. We know that all of them are not real. So is the duality, sense of limitation, all due to Maya, the ignorance. It has the veiling that is covering effect and the vikshepa, projecting powers. The rope is covered up and the snake is projected. So we have to know that while experiencing this. So once you understand this, then you can come over that. That is for verse 12.
Yeah.
Anything else you'd like to say, Prachi?
Yeah, no. So, after understanding all these verses, what we have to do in our life is, yes, as you said, we have to bring this knowledge again and again. We have to remind ourselves of this, and then we can become firm in this understanding. Yeah, no, that's good. You can go ahead with verse 13.
In this, I don't know whether it is, I've mentioned before also, in many situations, if I may be wrong in saying that, but if we were God, like Swamiji said, if your Guruji is there, what you will do? Instead, over about that, if you are God, actually you are God, that means I am God, then how do you do that? So if you are bound by that, you are not likely to err in any situation, because like it is said, God has no likes and no dislikes, no preferences. He will only act as it is. So if you try to respond the way impartially, objectively, without likes and dislikes, it may be very helpful to remember that you are no different from God, and you are supposed to act accordingly only.
Right, but we have to remind ourselves that we are not God by Upadhi, because we still accept Ishvara as different. It is only by content, like Satchit Anand. Only that is the commonality between me and God. I say there is God from what standpoint? Until I take myself as Prachi, until I don't get over the idea of Prachiness, whether it be the intellect prachiness or my feelings, anything, any part, any aspect of prachi, until then I accept God. I mean, there is that reality, there is that separation of individuality and totality. And even after I become free from that identification of prachiness, yet because of prarabdha, we are going to be in this setup. But only thing, the vision is always I am one with there is no separation, like this is me and that is. So that's the only difference. But yes, likes and dislikes, uh, that is the very basic first step. Uh, Even before doing any of the viveka, we have to become free from the likes and dislikes. Then our mind becomes pure to grasp this thing, to grasp the fact that yes, we can be God. In what sense? That there is uh, a common basis, there's a common substratum, and there is that is the only substratum which, when looked through different angles, appears as individual or total. That individuality and totality is just different angles of looking it. And so yeah, and then ultimately we have to be able to grow to this point where we are uh, able to see that yes, whatever in the waking state I am experiencing, that I am not. Uh, in Tattva Bodha, the principle we use, which is going to be the basic principle, is that whatever I am aware of, I am different from them. If there is a pencil in my hand, I am the awarer of the pencil. So pencil is drushya, I am the drushta. Drushta is always different. So same principle is extended to all the waking state. Am I aware of what goes in my waking state? So then the whole waking experience, which includes the waker, uh, and I consider I as the waker, right? Like right now is the waking state, and I am looking at Lalit Bhai, Kopalaji, uh, 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 Kalai
Vidya ji.
Chalviji. So I am. This is the waking state. So waker I is also my object of awareness. So ultimately, I have to g- uh, to be able to to be able to recognize myself as Satchit Anand. I have to recognize the knower prachi also as drishya, as I am separate from knower prachi. That is the extent I have to grow. But you're right. We start with likes and dislikes. Like yesterday, I was talking about this Rut Pundarikam Virajam Vishuddham, the mantra on meditation. It first talks about what kind of mind or heart. Heart means mind will do you need to enjoy. It says virajam and vishuddham. So virajam says free from likes and dislikes. Only once you are free from likes and dislikes, then you'll be able to contemplate upon yourself as shivam, shuddham, brahma yonim. So that is the first step. Without likes and dislikes, nothing will be able, we can't achieve anything. So whenever, and it is not that one day we remove likes and dislikes and then we enter Upanishad or what they are trying to say. It is an everyday process. It is like what Mahatma says, we clean our rooms, we mop our rooms every day. Every day the dirt settle and we clean it. And so also this likes and dislikes, we keep on sweeping it, we keep on cleaning it whenever we find it in ourselves. So then the sadhana that we have to do is be alert, very alert, and identify any likes and dislikes, yes, and address those likes and dislikes, and address any consequence that may arise from those likes and dislikes. And once that is done, uh, once when we do this pratipaksha bhavana and settle the accounts, then our mind becomes free and available to do the chintanam. And then we remind ourselves of all these things. That what am I? I am Sab Brahma Shiva. I'm the self of all. I transcend the concept of time. I pervade the concept of time. And how then I also remind myself how in Sushupti the whole concept of time is merged in me. So these are the different ways that whenever we think of myself as Dvaita, then we can bring on different ways of contemplation of negating how I am Brahman. So whenever I think the Upanishad or Shruti says I am Brahman, non-dual, but I feel that I am limited, then I question my mind. What makes my mind think I am limited? And I bring in the Shruti Anukula Chintanam, Shruti Anukula Tarka. I bring in the Yukti that Shruti presents to ascertain that yes, I am Brahman. And for this, yeah, all these mantras become very helpful. The examples of uh, waking, dream, deep sleep, they become very helpful. Our own experience uh, becomes a gateway to make me realize how I am limitless, how I am Brahman. And that example of Sushupti is a great example in doing that. Another great example is Swapna. Uh, Dream state is a very good example on understanding how one appears as many, because we keep on hearing this that manyness is an appearance, uh, but unless we have some kind of anubhava experience, unless we can correlate that in our life, it is not going to become a nischay for us. So we want everything to be a nischay in our life. All this gnanam that we understand, we want that to be a nischay. How will that become a nischay? So we can remind ourselves that, look, what happens in dream state? Is there anybody other than me in dream state? No. And yet, what happens? What do I see? I see the whole world in my dream state. Where is it? Is it out there? I think it is out there in the dream. But where is it? It is within me. And I see mountains, I see rivers, I see Lalit Bhai, I see Kopaliji, I see everybody, all my friends and foes, everybody in my dream. Who are each of them? Jada and Chetan. Is it different from me? I Prachi is dreaming that there is a mountain in her dream. What is that mountain that Prachi is seeing? If we contemplate uh, with attention, what is there in dream is only I am. I am. And upon that, there are a lot of projections going on. How? For example, like when we watch a movie, there is that screen, and upon that, the whole movie is projected, and we see the movie characters. Uh, what is pervading is the screen and the different movie characters, Jad and Chetan. Huh? Jad and Chetan, as well as time and space, everything is projected where? On that movie screen. What is that movie screen? Achalam. Same thing in the dream. Upon me, upon that movie screen of I am, everything becomes projected. So every day or every night, I should say, in our dream state, this we become the creator, and everything merges back into me. Everything merges from me, everything merges back into me. So how non-duality is an appearance, because all those characters in my dream, that mountain, Kopaleji, Lalitpai, all my friends, foes, even all the emotions that I experience in my dream are nothing but I, because there is no other content than I in dream state. uh, I am the one who gives the satta and spurti, who gives the existence to all the characters. So it is like that screen. I am that very Adhisthana. So that dream state, if we are able to understand it properly, and for that we have to try to live that. We try to imagine that, okay, in dream I can't do it, but in waking world, in waking, I can imagine. Uh, uh, During meditation, I can as if imagine that, let's say, if I'm dreaming and I'm imagining these things, then what am I right now? When we do the meditation of Rut Pundarikam Virajam Vishuddham, and we become free from all the likes and dislikes, we address all the, we settle the accounts with all our likes and dislikes and any consequences from it, then our mind is free. And when our mind is free, not running after any thoughts, then what will we experience? We will experience quietness, right? In that quietness, are we going to experience I am, that awareness, मैं हूँ, you know, this 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 thread will continue in that meditation if we focus. So we should try to focus our attention, and then if we try to imagine this kind of dream, uh, that there is a projection, that there's a mountain, that there is a ant, that there is this and that, and then we analyze that what are each of these ant, mountain, then nothing but I. And what is that I is that awareness. uh, what I say, that मैं हूँ, that who-ness, that existence-ness, that is what each of these are. And then we will be able to appreciate what, uh, how one thing alone appears as non-dual. So beautiful, beautiful experience, this dream. If we can master it, it can be very helpful for contemplation. Uh, Sorry, I went a whole way, but I thought this is a very important technique to understand what the Upanishad wants us to, uh, wants us to ascertain our true nature. And then, of course, deep sleep is a good way to understand how my nature is happiness. So, dream state becomes a very good example of how I alone, to explain the non duality, and deep sleep for understanding happiness. Sorry, did I answer your question? I went a long way, but I was trying to. Uh,
Yes. Okay.
oh. So then, uh, स्वप्ने सजीवः सुख दुःख भोक्ता स्वमायया कल्पित जीवलोके. So just what I mentioned just now, that same jiva, sa, it is saha. Saha is a pronoun, not any different person. The same person who in the waking state, shariram asthaya, having identified with the sharira and all the upadhi, uh, maya parimohitatma, he as though became this sansari, that same jiva, swapne, in the state of dream, what happens to him? He becomes a bhokta of sukha dukkha. How? On account of uh, his own uh, maya, meaning projection. And what kind of world does he experience? Kalpita. Is it true? No. We all know it is a mithya jagat. Dream world is a mithya jagat. So this is what we experience. We experience duality of subject and object. That I, the dreamer, and watching this dream. This is what we see. And there is a dream world, and I am the dreamer. But both the dreamer and the dream world are kalpita. Upon whom? Upon I, the consciousness. I am. This is the this is the reality of dream world. But here, what is being shown is the nature of sansaritvam. That he becomes sukha dukkha bhokta. Then, uh, do you want to go for the next one, Sushupti Kale, or should I?
And that is 14?
Uh, yeah.
Yeah,
So
13.
yeah, 13 second line.
Yeah, 13, I have only a few comments here,
Mm,
where the waking state is described here,
mm,
where prajna is the where causal and subtle is experienced in dream state.
mm,
Tejaswa, Shrutipti Kale, Sakale, everything merges in deep sleep, whatever you explained.
mm,
And then when everything leaves, then Brahman is experienced. Deep sleep is also a deep blanket of unawareness. There is no consciousness in deep sleep state.
mm.
These are the only comments I
Uh,
noted. Rest you
and I
explained.
Ha. And then I think Swamiji must have explained both the Vyashti and Samashti level, that at the individual level, the sleeper is called Prajnaha,
Yeah,
and at the Samashti level, it is called
Ishvara.
what? Ishvara. Yeah. So Swamiji kept on giving that reference that at each level, the individual has a name, and correspondingly, the cosmic form has that name of Hiranyagarbha, Ishvara, and what else is the name for Vishwa, Vekar,
Prajna is Ishvara, Tejas is Hiranya, Vishwa is Virat.
Virat. Yes. So Virat is Vishwa. Okay. So then what happens? So Eva, this all is happening to one alone. So then what happens? Punascha janmantara karma yogat. That karma, because this jiva is associated with karma. So the karma alone brings him into the waking state. The karma alone brings him to the dream state. Karma alone brings him to the sushupti kala. And what wakes him from the sushupti? Again karma. So punascha janmantara karma yogat means panchami, hetu, cause, on account of association of karma. Our cycle of this punah janma of these different states for now, they continue, and this jiva wakes up from his deep sleep. Swapiti can mean both sleeps, dream state as well as deep sleep. Prabuddha means waking. This jiva awakens on account of the karma. Then Puratraye Kridati Yascha. Puratraye. What is the Puratraye? The three states: waking, uh, dream, and deep sleep. Kridati. Kridati means playing around, sporting around. Yascha. Yaha cha. Yaha means it's talking about the one who is doing this krida in these three cities or in the three states. Who is that? Yaha jivaha. This jivaha. Tatastu jatam. From that alone, jatam, meaning born. What is born? Sakalam vichitram. Everything that you are experiencing, which is vichitram, of different nature, everything is born from him alone. Uh, or everything is born in what form? Adhishtan Adhyaropa uh, is the sambandha here. Does Swamiji say anything there? Puratraya Kridati Yasha?
Yeah, in this sloka, I have written some important points.
Yeah.
When he talked about Sayeva, he says he's the same walker, dreamer, deep sleeper. But each state cannot enter the other state. All three states are repeated again and again. Even though they are distinct, they are the same, but they cannot be. They cannot enter each other's state.
Hmm.
And Punascha, he said that is repeating again. There's a continuousness in this discontinuousness. That is a common supporting changeless thread. You who is not you, that is you, who is not different from all.
Yeah.
Someone who transcends and who can learn this when it does not matter what his experience is, waking, dream, or whatever. The example of sleep is given to understand what is waking state. The experience of deep sleep is given to independent to know what is moksha. Dream is enabled out of a nerve called hita to devise an unlimited state from a limited sleep state within but looks to be outside. A fine example of mithya and badhitam, which can be by vairagya only. But why vairagya? Dreams are not more important than life. So when you think about dream, you know about limited nature. Whatever it looks external, still inside. You know everything. So that, when you know that, when you wake up, you do not feel that it's of any importance at all. So we know that dreams are not more important than life. Mithya, it all looks so external, but it's not. So when you wake, dream merges into nothing. Mithya. A very good example of mithya is a dream. Understanding dream state may be very important, especially in the face of waking state, which is also a mithya. Hita, the nerve, makes the dream possible. And he quoted something about Dakshinamurti Stotra, says it when I wake up, I realize it is all mithya. He is only responsible for both dream and waking states as the consciousness. Adharam, Anandam, Akandahodam, just as Asti Bhati Priyam.
Yeah. So beautiful. One the important point which I think Swamiji mentioned there was vairagyam. That we can understand what kind of vairagyam we should cultivate. That how that vairagyam is so natural in for our dream state. We know how automatically it is mithya, and we don't have to do this vivek that it was mithya, and how we are indifferent to whatever happened in dream state. So uh, that's the vairagyam also expected out of for our waking experience. And when will that happen? In the uh, true understanding, in the yathartha darshanam of the facts as it is. So just as we are able to understand dream as mithya, so also we have to extend that same principle of mithyatva in the waking, and how that mandukya talks or elaborates more, because in dream also we experience subject object duality, and the same uh, parameters we experience in the waking experience. All our experience of waking are also it boils down to subject object duality. And so wherever there is subject object duality, it has to be projected, it has to be kalpita, it cannot be its swarupa. What has to be the swarupa? What is changeless has to be the swarupa of what is changing. Changing always is supported by something that is changeless. Akhanda, adharam, ananda, akhanda bodham. It has to be akhanda, it has to be ananta, it has to be the adhara. Changeless has to be the basis. And so this is how by Viveka, we continue to ascertain our knowledge of uh, mithyatvam of the waking, meaning there is something during the waking which is mithya, and there is something during the waking which is satya. So when I am seeing mithya during waking, at the same time, there is the satya. So it is all about shifting the identity from mithya to satya, shifting the identity from subject object duality to the substratum that is supporting the subject object duality, so that we are not ending up in shunyam or zero. We are ending up in astitva, astivati priya. When we do this negation of mithya, we are doing negation of the changing element. We are not negating the changeless substratum that I am. Uh, so very beautiful mantras, Nidhi sir. Uh, Adharam, Anandam, Akhandabodham, that is my Swarupa. from which everything is born, and yasmin layam yati, and where everything merges back. So again, what does it bring about? Uh, that from which everything is created and everything merges has to be the cause of uh, of uh, of uh, of uh, of whatever layer you are doing, whatever creation you are doing. uh, so it is the material cause, meaning it is the material cause. Uh, this creation, destruction, and sthiti, whenever it is being talked about, it is talked to bring out this fundamental principle that the cause alone, it is the cause alone from which something gets created, something has its basis, and something can merge. Where can something merge into? Into its cause. And because the mantra says here, Yasmin Layam Yati Puratremcha, that Jiva you are, that you are the truth, Adhara Akhanda Bodham you are. That means I am that Satya, I am the cause of all the creation. It brings me to the truth that I am the cause of the creation. This Yasmin Layam Yati Puratremcha. Then from 15th verse, what is happening is, so 14th mantra was Twampada. Twampada. So analysis of Twampada. Now the 15th mantra is going to be an further elaboration of Tatpada, and then 16th mantra is going to be the Mahavakyam. So let's do एतस्माच्चायते प्राणः मनः सर्वेन्द्रियाणि च खं वायुर्ज्योतिरापः आपश्च I don't have the ch in here. Kham vayushjyotirapah prithvi vishwasya dharane. So here it says from this alone the pranaha, the mana, all the indriyas, all the sense organs, then come. So akasha, space, vayu, air, jyotihi, fire, apah, water, prithvi, earth, which is what? Vishwasya dharini, which sustains all this universe. All of these are born from what? Etasmat, from that, from that. So it's talking about Tatpada, Parameshwara, Brahman. Anything to add? So it is the Tatpada, that is the Puratraya Adhisthana. Etasmat Jayate. So this is also how it is connected, that it is talking about Tatpada. In what way? That Etasmat. Etasmat means Kasmat. From where? Etasmat. What was the last thing talked? Last thing talked in 14th mantra was Yasmin Layam Yati Puratrayam Cha. From where everything merges, everything from where everything is created, everything merges. That Etasmat. From that alone, this pranaha born, manaha born, indriyani born. So not from different one, from the same one. From the same one of the mantra 14, this prana, mana, indriya, come, space, etc. born. So in this manner, it is talking about Tatpada, Brahma, because it is talking about something other than the individual, something other than the Vyashti. So we say it is Tatpada description. Then the Mahavakya. Yat param brahma sarvatma vishwasyayatanam mahat sukshmat sukshmataram nityam tattvameva tvameva tat. This param brahma, yat param brahma, this param brahma, who is what? Sarvatma, self of all. This param brahma, which is self of all, and what? Vishwasya ayatanam mahat, and which is the abode of the whole universe, or which is the adhisthana of the whole universe, and that is why it is called Mahat. It is called Mahat because it is the Adhisthana of not just Prachi or Lalitbhai, not just one individual. This Param Brahma, which is the self of all, is the Adhisthana of the entire universe. And this Param Brahma is what? Mahat and Sukshmat Sukshmataram. So Mahat is explained in both ways because it is the Adhisthana of everything. And another way is it is Mahat, very great, but it is also what? Sukshmat Sukshmataram, smaller than the smallest. So this is another way whenever any Upanishad uses paradoxical language that it is great and it is smaller than smallest, the intent is not in telling that it is great and it is small. The intent is that it is dimensionless. It is that which is the adhara, which is the adhisthana of both what you think is mahat and what you think is sukshma. It is that which supports both Sukshma and Mahat. It is not some kind of dimension. What is this tattva that you're talking about? Is it changing tattva? No, it is nityam. It is a nitya tattva. It brings you back to there is something changeless in everything, in all my thoughts. And what is that? That is I, the changeless, Nitya. Tattvameva, that Nityam, who is Param Brahma, who is Sarvatma, self of all, who is Vishwasyayatanam, who is the Adhisthana of the Vishwa, who is Mahat, who is Sukshmat, Sukshmataram, meaning it is not dimensionless, and who is Nitya, that Brahma you are. And hold on, if you think Tattvameva. So that Brahman you are. If you think that no, Brahman is, Ishwar includes everything. So I understand that, but I'm just part of it. Or if you have this different notions that uh, it is only one way equation, then the Upanishad makes it sure that all such doubts are resolved. It says, Tvam eva tat, that you are and you are that. So it is both way equation. So you don't need to bring about different relationships like I am part of Bhagavan, etc. It is uh, unity, it is oneness in all aspects. So this is the Mahavakya. And Swamiji mentions that this is one of the Upanishad which very clearly and boldly states this reality about me. And because even in Tattvamasi, it is one way equation. We find in Chandogya, it is one way it is presented. But here, very clearly, it says Tvameva Tat. So there is, it leaves no room for, double guessing or other interpretation. Did you have to add anything to this Mahavakya?
I have a little notes. Yeah. Someone is speaking?
No, just I'm speaking one line about the mantra in 16. Swamiji in 16 mantra also gave example of Upte Sar, Ves Jivayoho, Prachivan.
Yeah.
That's it.
Kopaliji?
Yeah.
Okay, then.
In this, apart from Swamiji's explanation, I also understood two more things. While listening to Chinmayananda ji in Bhagavad Gita, he talked about whatever you would like to become, the God helps you to become that only. He even talks about if you would like to do, whatever. So it is you who decide what you are going to become. That also talks about Tameva Tat and Tattvameva, because you have the power. On the other hand, Gandhiji, in his biography, he talks about resorting to prayer to stop the riots in West Bengal at the time of separation. And he believes that his prayers have helped, and it's noted that his prayers have stopped the riots in West Bengal. So at that time also, I think it may be the reason, because tat tvameva and tvameva tat. So whatever you sincerely, without any, with objectiveness, you desire, that can happen, because there's no difference between tat and tvam. So this is just a belief from what I gathered. I'm just reading what Swamiji additionally has indicated. He says, this mutual identification of tat tvameva and tvameva tat is to ensure that let there be no doubt. And here one word he talked about param. Param is nirguna parabrahma. Deshakala vastu parichedya nitya. All the time it is there. Satyam jnanam anantam. Aparam is saguna brahma. So this distinction is made because many times it is indicated as param, and while param is nirguna, aparam is understood as saguna brahma, and sukshma can be understood as clay pervades all pots and vessels. Then what of pervading Brahman? So he is to pervade anything that is small, anything that is big also. That's why here the sukshma and other comparison is brought about. And the difference between, and then he referred to Ramana Maharshi, and finally referring to this Tvameva Tat and Tat Tvameva, he says the difference of Isha in Jiva is only the Vesha, the dress, as Ramana Maharshi. Otherwise, there's no difference. So these are 2-3 important points he's indicated.
Good. Okay, then, then again the contemplation continues. जाग्रत् स्वप्न सुषुप्त्यादि प्रपञ्चं यत् प्रकाशते तद् ब्रह्माहमिति ज्ञात्वा सर्वबन्धैः प्रमुच्यते. So I think we are short of little bit time. I have to go in about 10 minutes. Is it okay if I summarize this?
Yeah, fine. Actually, my notes finished here, so you have to.
I will quickly summarize the rest.
Yeah, volume, please.
Sorry, I'll quickly summarize the rest from 17th to 23rd.
Yeah.
Give a second. I just. Okay. So now the result of this deliberation is being said, or the result of Gnanam is being said in the 17th mantra. 17th, right? Yeah. So Jagrat, yeah, I already chanted. So Jagrat, Swapna, Sushuptyadi, Prapancham, Yat Prakashate. So this states, the 3 states itself, the waking, dream, and deep sleep, they are called here Prapancham. They themselves are Prapancham. They are the projection. That's what this mantra says. This Prapancham, this projection of waking, dream, and deep sleep, Yat Prakashate, the one who illumines that, Tat Brahma Ham Iti. Who illumines that? That is Brahma. That is Brahma meaning, that is Brahma. That is the Lord. That is Param Brahma. And that Param Brahma Ahamiti. That Param Brahma I am. We already did Tattvameva, Tvameva Tat. So that Param Brahma I am. Having known this, what happens? Sarva bandhaihi pramuchyate. Pramuchyate. Prakarashena muchyate. One becomes free from all kind of bondages once and for all. So this is the Gnana Phalam that is being told. Now, the Jiva's Vailakshanyam. So my distinctness from this prapancha that was being talked in 17th verse the prapancha of Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti Adi, that prapancha, how I'm distinct from that prapancha of waking, dream, deep sleep, that is being said. त्रिषु धामसु यद्भोग्यं भोक्ता भोगश्च यद्भवेत् तेभ्यो विलक्षणः साक्षी चिन्मात्रोऽहं सदाशिवः. Trishu dhamasu, in all these dhama, what dhama? This three different state. Yat bhogyam, whatever is bhogyam, bhokta, bhogascha. Or so dhamasu can be both ways. In all the three different states, waking, dream, deep sleep, or this bhokta, bhogya, and bhoga, that itself can be considered as the three dhama. So this is what? What is this? This is prapancham. This is prapancham. Tebhyah vilakshanaha. Tebhyah, fifth case, and vilakshanaha. From that, something is distinct. What is that? That is sakshi. I who witnessed all of this. I who is the substratum of all of this. I who is the nitya, changeless. That was being pointed in 16th verse. Nityam tattvameva. That nityam, that sakshi, chin matra, which is of the nature of chin matra, consciousness, chit matra, chin matra, consciousness, aham sada shivaha. That I, that sakshi I am, and I am what? Sada shivaha. I am ever auspicious. I am ever kalyana swarupa. So, how I am different from the, how I am distinct from the prapancha, that was told in this way, in this manner, in 18th verse. Then so now, having told the distinctness, my true nature, my how it is distinct from the prapancha, how I am, how I alone am the karana of the whole prapancha is being told. Where is it? Mayeva sakalam. मय्येव सकलं जातं मयि सर्वं प्रतिष्ठितं मयि सर्वं लयं याति तद्ब्रह्माद्वयमस्म्यहम्. So मयि एव सकलं जातं. From me alone everything is born. From me alone, in me alone, everything is pratishtitam. Everything has its existence. And mai sarvam layam yati. In me alone, everything merges back. Tad Brahma Advaya Advayam. That Brahma, which is Advayam, non-dual, Asmi Aham. Brahmasmi. Brahma, Aham Brahmasmi. Right? So that Brahma, which is non-dual, Asmi. That I am. Which Brahma? From which everything is born, from which everything is pratishtita, in which everything is pratishtit, in which everything merges back. That alone I am. What way? Adhisthana Adhyaropa. Right? Adhisthana. So the born, the birth, creation, etc. It's not a we should not take it as a parinami karanam. We should take it as a vivarta karanam, as the rope's name. So I am the adhisthana karanam on which everything is projected, like I am the adhisthana karanam in my dream on which entire dream world is projected, just in the same manner. That is how I am the karanam, and that Brahma, that Advaya Brahma, I am. So then next, अणोरणीयानहमेव तत्त्वत् महानहं विश्वमहं विचित्रं पुरातनोऽहं पुरुषोऽहमीशः हिरण्मयोऽहं शिवरूपमस्मि. So again, contemplation on the nature of the self, that there is no vikara in Brahman, which is the Adhisthana that is being said in this mantra. Anoraniyan aham. I am smaller than the smallest. Tadvat. At the same time, Mahanaham. I am great. So what? Like I said, whenever Upanishad tells paradoxical language that I am smaller than smallest and I'm great, I can't be great and I can't be small at the same time, meaning I am the substratum of both what is small and what is great. I am the one that gives existence to both of this. Vishwamaham Vichitram. I am the Vishwam. I am Vichitram of the various forms. So I'm the substratum of the entire universe. And then Puratanoham. So because I have no birth, so Puratana, as if ancient. Puratana. Uh, Purushaha. So Purushaha word is explained as Purnaha Purushat. There are two ways. One that Purayati iti Purushaha. The one that pervades is Purushaha. And the second meaning is what is the second meaning, Lalit bhai? But Purushaha means Purnatvat. Yeah, Purnatvat iti Purushaha. So that which is complete is Purushaha. That Purushaha aham Ishaha. That Purushaha I am Ishaha. I am the Lord. The I have the lordship.
He given Hiranyamay Purush or Shiva Swarup Param Tattva.
એ તો પછી આવે છે એની
Right.
પછી છે ને છે.
Oh,
So
ah,
then it is Hiranmayah. Hiranmayah meaning of the shining nature. Hiranmayah has the meaning of shining nature. So that 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 shining uh, of the form of Gnanam. So Gnanam has this shine. The Hiranmaya word or shining is used in the sense of chit consciousness, that I am, and Shiva Rupam aham, Shiva Rupam asmi. I am of the nature of consciousness. Okay, then how the next mantra says how Brahman, which is devoid of all the karana, uh, that I am Sarvagnya and Sarva Shaktiman. That aspect is being brought in uh, verse mantra 21. I am Sarvagnya, all knowing, and Sarva Shaktiman, all powerful. So, apani pado. I do not have legs and hands. Aham achintya shakti. But look at my achintya shakti, incomparable power. Pashyami chakshushaha. I see without
without eye.
having, I
Eyes.
see, I see without eyes, and sahashrunomi akarnaha. I hear without
Without
ears.
ear.
Aham vijanami vivikta rupaha. I alone know all the different rupaha, vivikta rupaha, all the different
Form.
forms. So I am distinct from everything else, and yet on account of me alone, everything is being known. Where am I? Nacha asti, nacha asti veta. So everything is known by me, but there is nothing, there is nobody who can know me. Nacha asti veta mama. There is veta is knower. There is no knower for me. Chit, I am what? I am Chit, Sada. Aha. I am always of the nature of consciousness. Nobody can know me, but I know everybody without having this Pani or Pada, without having Chakshu, without having Karna, without having any means, instruments like we have. Uh, it is able to uh, uh, it is able to do all this vyavahar. It meaning who? I. I am able to do all this vyavahara. So this is another beautiful way of contemplating. Then next, वेदैरनैकैरहमेव वेद्यः वेदान्तकृत् वेदविदेव चाहम् न पुण्यपापे मम नास्ति नाशः न जन्मदेहेन्द्रियबुद्धिरस्ति न भूमिरापो न च वह्निरस्ति न चानिलो मेऽस्ति न चाम्बरं च एवं विदित्वा परमात्मरूपं गुहाशयं निष्कलमद्वितीयं समस्तसाक्षिं सदसद्विहीनं प्रयाति शुद्धं परमात्मरूपम्. So, whatever is known, mantra 22, by all the Vedas is one alone. All the Vedas are extolling one thing alone, or unfolding one thing alone. That is the truth about me. Vedanta
Vedanta.
Krut, Vedavid, Eva cha Aham. Who am I? The Vedanta
Vedanta.
Krut. The Vedanta Krut is what? Brahma. Right? Vedanta Krut is Brahma, the same, the creator of Vedas. I am. How do I understand that? I understand that by understanding the reality of myself as I am Brahman. So, Brahmavit Brahmaiva Bhavati. The knower of Veda becomes a Vedavit. The knower of Brahma becomes Brahman. In the same way, these words are said here. Vedanta Krut, Vedavid, Eva cha Aham. Na punya pape mama nasti nashaha. So punya papa are not in me. Nashaha is not in me. Janma is not in me. So again, this is Atma Anatma Vivek being done here. Deha, Indriya, Buddhi, all these are not in me. They are saying asti, but we have to borrow that na asti, na asti, na asti, na mama asti, na mama asti. We have to borrow that, carry forward in all of those words. So again, Atma Anatma Viveka, that whatever you experience is what? Punya and Papa. All of those are not in me. Nashaha is not in me. Janma is not in me. And this Deha, Buddhi, etc. are not in me. Same thing carried out. Bhumi, Rapo, Vakni, all the 5 elements are not in me. And Evam Viditva Paramatma Rupam. In this way, having known the Swarupa of Brahman, where Guhashayam Nishkalam Advitiyam, in my buddhi, in my intellect, when I know this in this manner, Param Brahma, that I am Nishkalam, without any parts, Advitiyam, non-dual, and what am I? Samasta Sakshim, I am the witness of all. Sadasat Vihinam, I am different from cause and effect. Sat and Asat is interpreted here as cause and effect. In this manner, when I understand Prayati Shuddham Paramatma Rupam, I attain. Prayati meaning attain. I attain that Shuddha Paramatma Rupam. And then the last mantra, Yash Shatarudri, that is the phalam. That the one who chants this mantra, he gets purified, all the sins gets burned. And so it is recommended that here it says Rudri, but Swamiji says that it should be interpreted that this Upanishad should be chanted for as a phalam to make us free from the sins. So with that, the Upanishad summary is done, and we will do Shanti Patha. Om Bhadram Karne Vishrunuyama Devaha Bhadram Pashyemakshviryajatraha Sthirairangaye Stushtuvakum Sastanubihi Yashema Devahitam Yadayuhu Swastina Indro Vrittashravaha Swastina Pusha Vishwavedaha Swastina Stakyo Arishtanemihi Swastino Bruhaspatir Dadhatu Om Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Okay, I have to run, so I am sorry, but
Yes.
but it was very nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes. Completion. Yes, sir. Hari Om to all.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Monday